This episode covers the end of the exile and the promise of return, which fulfilled God's word through prophets like Jeremiah and Isaiah. After 70 years, God moved the heart of King Cyrus of Persia to allow the Jews to return to Jerusalem. Leaders like Zerubbabel, Ezra, and Nehemiah took on the responsibility of guiding the people back and rebuilding both their city and their faith. When the Jews were first taken into exile, many believed they would soon return home. However, as the years stretched into decades, some began to lose hope. Yet God, through prophets like Jeremiah, had given them a promise. After 70 years, He would bring them back. This was a beacon of hope that kept their faith alive, even in the face of hardship and despair. True to His word, God worked through a foreign ruler, King Cyrus of Persia, who conquered Babylon. In a remarkable turn of events, Cyrus issued a decree allowing the Jewish people to return to their homeland, and even provided resources to help them rebuild the temple. This unexpected act of kindness was a powerful testament to God's sovereignty over all nations. Cyrus's decree was the fulfillment of God's promise, showing that He is faithful even when circumstances seem impossible. Zerubbabel and the rebuilding of the temple. The first wave of exiles returned to Jerusalem under the leadership of Zerubbabel, a descendant of King David. The people faced many obstacles, from opposition by local residents to periods of discouragement. Despite these challenges, they completed the foundation of the temple and eventually finished rebuilding. The temple, though not as grand as Solomon's, symbolized a renewed commitment to worship and a sign of God's restored presence among His people. Ezra's spiritual renewal. Years later, Ezra, a priest and scribe, led another group of exiles back to Jerusalem. Ezra focused on teaching the law and restoring the people's spiritual life. He led a national confession of sin and called the people to rededicate themselves to God. Ezra's teaching brought spiritual revival, reminding the people of the importance of living according to God's word. Applications. God's faithfulness to His promises. The return from exile reminds us that God keeps His promises, even if fulfillment takes time. Perseverance in the face of opposition. Zerubbabel's leadership teaches us that God's work often encounters resistance, but perseverance leads to victory. The importance of worship. The rebuilding of the temple shows that worship is central to a life rooted in God, and restoring worship renews our connection with Him. Spiritual renewal alongside physical restoration. Ezra's emphasis on the law reminds us that true renewal is not just about physical structures, but involves a heart-level commitment to God's word. God uses unexpected leaders. God worked through a foreign king, Cyrus, to accomplish His purposes, reminding us that He can use anyone to fulfill His plans.